Okay. We planned that one.
Sorry, folks. I think that abrupt ending is my fault. How are you guys?
Pretty good, Tom.
Great.
Much better now that we're up and running. How you doing?
I'm good. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight and joining us. I'm sure some people are joining right now anyway. We're here with the wonderful Will Woodson and Caitlin Finley from downtown Portland. Regulars usually at our live series at a venue called Blue in downtown Portland, Maine, where we used to have weekly events back when the world was right. Now that the world's upside down, we're doing this once in a while online, but we're doing the best we can and trying to get some music out there, especially for St. Patrick's Day. So I hope you all had a good and fruitful day and maybe had a nice one staying out of bars and not having to deal with a bunch of drunken lunatics, which is kind of a nice change, really. I also don't miss I don't really miss playing for 12 or 13 hours straight. But I wish I was playing a little more today. I did make soda bread, though. That was kind of cool for the first time. It's very easy. It's very tasty, too. So anyway, that's my Irish for today. So these guys are going to give us a great concert. We had a little some attempt at somebody trying to hack into our Facebook event and put in some false links there. You're probably, if you're here, you're probably past that error already, but maybe somebody else is logging on who's wondering. So if you're not sure where that link came from or it looks like it might be a little suspicious, don't click on it, please. I don't know where it goes, but we don't want to find out. Otherwise, you're here, so you found it the right way. And sit back, pour yourselves a Guinness or a nice Irish blended whiskey, and listen to some great music from Caitlin Finley and Will Woodson. You guys ready to take it away?
I believe we are. Thanks very much, Tom.
We will be back to talk a little more, folks, and the people from Blue will be joining us as well. So come back and see us. Enjoy the show. Take it away, guys.
Cool. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, here we go.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone, and thanks very much to Tom for having us. Forgive us. It's been a little while since we did this whole live streaming thing, and we've since, as you see here, kind of souped up our gear with a bunch of fancy new microphones, and we're busy kind of clicking around, remembering how all this stuff works. But do feel free to say hello in the chat. And
Please say hi.
let us know if anything sounds wrong or if anything sounds right. Should we just fire in with a set here?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll try a couple of jigs now. A couple of favorites of ours. They were recorded by James Morrison, the great fiddler, the great Sligo fiddler. He recorded them in New York City in 1921, was it?
22.
22. And he called these, what did he call them?
The Maid in the Meadow and the Castlebar races.
So I'll give him a shot after I have a sip of water. Seemed to go reasonably well. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's working out there too.
We hope so.
I've got far too many links open on this laptop here. Sorry, we're trying to monitor the chat and make sure everything works okay, and so on and so forth. Hello to everyone who's tuning in. Hey to Martha and
Hi,
Vasia. We miss you guys too, and we hope you've been keeping well.
We miss you a lot.
We've kind of been keeping our heads down a little bit through the winter. Just kind of working away, still playing plenty of music, but taking the time to kind of dork out on practically a whole new set list, a bunch of old tunes we've been digging into, as well as working away. I've been working away, making pipes, and Caitlin actually got a new job up in Maine.
Yeah.
So it's been keeping us busy, learning how to be morning people.
It's not in Will's nature.
It's going okay though. Turns out I always used to have this thing of wondering where the extra time in the day was, and turns out it's in the morning. Which I've been told a few times in my life, but had to try out to see for myself. Oh, hey to Andrea in the chat, and Ryan and Tiana.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Very, very nice of you to tune in. And Andrea, it's super cool you're in Toronto. Long time no see, by the way. Carry on with a set of reels now?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna play a couple of reels. The first is a version of the Beauty Spot that we got from a recording of fiddle player Michael Coleman and flute player Michael Walsh. And then the second is actually, it's a version of Kiss the Bride in Bed or The Dairy Maid that we got from James Morrison. And actually a few years ago, one of James Morrison's students published these tune books from her lessons with him, where he had written out tunes for her to learn or to practice. And this setting actually comes directly out of that book. Yeah, it's great. If you, her name is Veronica McNamara, and it's a great resource. I don't learn tunes by written music. I have to learn by ear, so I eventually just had to play it out of the book and record it on my iPhone and then learn it off of the recording from my iPhone. So it's a little bit of a process.
And then she taught it to me phrase by phrase, painfully. Not on her end. She's a very patient teacher. Hey, Kelsey.
Hey, Kelsey.
Thanks for tuning in. Miss you too. All right, shall we try these?
Yep.
Cool. How's that?
That's good.
Cool. I have to close this thing in between.
Yeah, Will gets distracted if he sees a video of himself playing.
Yeah, I'm like a goldfish.
Is that what happens to goldfish?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
I like those tunes a lot. They're the first one we kind of, I guess we've been playing the beauty spot for years. Both of us probably been playing both those tunes for years. But they're both very much kind of the 20s versions of those tunes.
Yeah. Also, hi, Nate, Katie, and Torin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Torin, I don't know if you missed the intro, but that's James Morrison's version.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of that tune.
A nice version it is.
Yeah.
Katie, you're welcome to do all the heckling you
Please
want.
heckle. And we miss you too.
Yeah, we haven't done a live stream in since I don't know, November. So
we're out of practice and we've missed the heckling.
Yeah, we've been playing a lot, mind you. So you couldn't dare to criticize the music, but our banter has probably atrophied.
It was so good before.
as we're proving right now.
Yeah, it's good.
I think I might have gone a little bit sharp.
Yeah. Do you want to know? Or?
Yes, please.
Probably important for the next set that we're in tune with each other.
I suppose so.
Katie, I think you and Torin arrived at the same time. I'm a little disturbed that Torin is this on time. It seems wrong.
Yeah. You want to introduce the next set while I do a little bit of shameless self-promotion?
Sounds good. Also, Kenny, I've always been a member of the proletariat. I just got a new job. Yeah, we're gonna continue with a set of, I don't know, flings, highlands? What would you consider these?
Highlands?
Flings?
Somewhere in between. Yeah, the second one has Highland Bonnet in it, so it might be a bit of a giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple of highlands, I guess, then, that we learned from the playing of Paddy Kaloran. And yeah, I can't remember now the exact year. Sometime in the late 30s, I want to say. And these are Shannon's Favorite and the Highland Bonnet.
Yeah. They are in A. So pray for me.
Pray for Will.
Give me an A one more time, actually. It's the what seems to be the first day of spring here in Maine. So we're getting used to the instruments in spring weather as opposed to winter, so forgive us. One time. That's too much. This is what the people turned up for.
Mm-hmm. We had
tuning a flute.
We already had fake spring, but then we got real cold in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they tune up for. They tune in for the weather
For
talk
A.
and the tuning.
And the note of A.
Yeah, turn one more time. That'll do.
Yeah. Okay. It's a silly tune.
Yeah. Yeah. What are those again? Highland Bonnet and
Shannon's favorite
Shannon's
and
favorite.
Highland Bonnet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What did did you already talk about what Coleman called it in the
No, Coleman recorded the first one as the Killarney Wonder.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Torin Gritty has been here for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think since the election.
Yeah.
Maybe? Is that when we put it up?
Yeah, to those our dear friends and native of Massachusetts, Torin Ryan is referring to this lovely photograph of our friend Gritty, mascot of the Philadelphia Flyers and a civil rights activist, who's graced our backdrop here in my reed-making room for some time now. Making reeds for uilleann pipes is, of course, a difficult and finicky business, and sometimes in a moment of need, I look up to him for inspiration. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
What are we going to play next?
That's a good question. I suppose I should probably introduce sets and not just make jokes and respond to the chat.
I can introduce too.
We'll try. We just said Coleman, so which means it's time for
It's Coleman time.
some Coleman tunes. Yeah. A couple of hop jigs here, which is one of our favorite types of tunes to play, and I think one of your favorite tunes, flat out. Is that the case?
What?
Favorite types of tunes, flat out.
Oh
rather?
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wish there were more of them.
Yeah. There's not a lot of them, so we'll stick with a tried and true combination. A set that Coleman recorded rather famously back in the 30s, I believe.
I don't remember the year.
Sometime in the 20s or 30s. Again, those of you familiar with this will not be surprised by the emergent theme of this night's concert. He called this first one The Fox Hunters, and the second one is Comb Your Hair and Curl It.
Yes, we'll have Will hop.
I am always doing some hopping.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh boy. So yeah, it's my favorite part of every concert where I get to play a solo for everyone, and I don't get nervous about it at all, even when it's virtual. I'm just gonna do this right here real quick.
And this is my favorite part of the concert, where I get to leave the room briefly.
Can you grab me one?
Absolutely.
Cool. I don't think you can get out that way. I think you're gonna have to come this way.
Oh, you're right.
I'm gonna grab the other fiddle, so.
Great. Bear with us for just a moment, everyone, while we do a brief switcheroo.
Yeah, this room is very tight, so there's only one exit, which is going by me. Yeah, so I'm gonna play, this is actually Will's great-grandmother's fiddle, which he so graciously lets me play. And I usually keep it tuned down because that way we can play some stuff in C and other keys. And people like C, so I figured I'd play some tunes on the C fiddle. Yeah, so I'm gonna play a couple kind of simple tunes. The first is a jig that I learned, I guess, from playing a Michael Coleman originally, but this setting is a little bit closer to Huey Gillespie's. Huey Gillespie was a great fiddle player, originally from Donegal, who moved to New York and then actually learned from Coleman, and he recorded a lot of great 78s. There's a really good compilation of those out there. So yeah, this is his version of Cherish the Ladies. It's a 2-part version, not like the longer 5-part version that most people are familiar with. And then the second, I'm going to go into a reel after that. I'm going to go into Miss Langford's, which was recorded by James Morrison, among others. It's also called The Lass of Carricastle. So yeah, I'll try these. There might be some mistakes. Hopefully it'll go okay. just hit my glasses with the fiddle. Hello. I played the. Oh wow!
Oh,
You made a whole cocktail.
Well done.
Thank you. Oh, what's happening? I'm getting a weird feedback. Hi, Liana. I'm glad you like our mood lighting.
See?
Do you want to pop back in?
Absolutely, yeah. All right. We're carrying on now?
Yep. Oh,
Very good.
you go.
Oh, sorry, that was the one that I had.
Oh. Cool. I think we are carrying on.
Cool. Yeah, sounded great.
Thanks.
No reason to be nervous.
No, it's fine. I knocked my my glasses with the fiddle at the end. That's bad.
It's always a classic look.
Yeah.
Gonna stick to the low-pitched fiddle and introduce the high-pitched flute. It's a little flute, a little old band flute, in pitched up around F, or a little sharp if it really. That happens to agree very, very well with the low-pitched fiddle. Which did you introduce the fiddle?
I did. I said it was your great grandma's fiddle.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
seems to like being tuned a little bit flat.
Yeah. Also, hi Natish. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Tish.
And also hi to Dan Neely over on YouTube.
Hey, Dan.
We wished we could be playing tunes with you in person.
Yeah. You want to play me a name?
Yeah.
Cool.
You've probably all heard the spiel before about how I tune down to C and Will's flute is an F, and then I play down a string, and somehow we're in the same key that way.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but it seems to work. Right.
Well, I think Vasya will like the next set.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're going to try some polkas. This is a set that we've been playing a lot during the pandemic or during quarantine. It's a set we learned pretty early on from a recording of the flute player Tom Morrison, who was a Galway man who moved to New York City fairly on in his life and recorded a bunch of music there in the 1920s and 30s. This is a set of polkas he loved so much that he recorded it twice, and he called it Maggie in the Woods. Ready?
Yep.
All right, guys, you ready for this?
Tom, we were just going to do one more quick number on the flute and fiddle, if that's all right. Before we wrap up here.
Don't mind me then.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll just do a quick blast for you. A couple of McKenna tunes that we couldn't resist playing. We'll spare no time in introducing them. The first one's called, they were both recorded by John McKenna. The first one is The Bloom of Youth, and the second one is
Big Pats.
Big Pats. Yeah.
Big Pats, right?
Big Pats, that's
Big
right.
Pats, yes. Yeah.
Play me A one more time.
Yep.
A little sharp. Cool.
Good.
You ready?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, one more for you before we take a little break. There you are, Tom. I'll hand it off to you. Thanks very much.
Am I allowed to come back now?
Absolutely.
Yes, you're back.
I believe we also have. Oh, maybe we lost Carrie. Carrie, if you're listening, please come back. There you are. Kari, is it Kari?
Kari.
I thought I heard that on the message earlier. Welcome. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So let me introduce you to the wonderful people of Irish Night at Blue, some of whom are virtual members and others who have been there many years in person. Some wish they could come. Some are glad they never had to. But this is Kari Hodgins, right? Who is the new, I guess, booking manager, general manager at Blue. Taken over for Meg, who was interim manager there during COVID and did a great job with a lot of live streams. Kari's taken over, finishing up the live stream work and hopefully leading us back into in-person performances before too long. How are things going there, Kari?
Going pretty. I think we've got an echo.
Oh, turn off original sound. We found out that that's making an echo when you're talking. It's up on the left side of your top left of your screen, probably. Just so it should say. Actually, I have mine on. Turn it off. It should say "turn on," which means it's off.
Right.
That's better.
That's better. I think that's better. Great. Cool. So yes, thank you for introducing me to the Irish Night community. I am so excited to be working at Blue and. So excited to be able to be there when we can have shows again in person, and it's going pretty well so far. My first couple of weeks getting to know everybody, getting the lay of the land, and there's a lot to be done. We've been closed for a whole full year now, so it's going to be interesting, but Therese and I are working on it, and we're excited to be able to get back. And I love Irish music. I love to sing myself, so I'm excited to be there when y'all can play music in person, and maybe I can take a short break and join you for a second or something.
Yeah, we would love that, and we're all looking forward to it as well. This has been fun. In the meantime, we did a lot of shows in the fall, as you know, and then slowed down into the new year, but we've had a few good ones. Hornpipe Night was pretty exceptional, and this one is no exception either. These guys playing some great stuff for us, and we'll certainly be up front on the roster when we return live because they're local, and I need local people to fill in all the early dates as soon as we get a date to start going. So I'm sure we'll get everybody who's joining in from far away online to come and join us as well at some point. Make it a destination point. Come to Portland, Maine make sure you're here on a Wednesday, and then you can come out. You can come out to Blue on a Wednesday night. In any case, it's great to meet you. I think we've met before, right?
Possibly at Blue, maybe, but I don't.
At Blue, maybe.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I've lived and worked in the West End for 5 years, almost 6 years now. So it's possible that we met at some point.
I've become a hermit, so I don't really know who I know anymore anyway. But we'll figure it all out when it comes time. We're all vaccinated and safe again. And
Amen.
Therese has been really positive and confident about this thing the whole way through. I have to give it to her for that, because I would have been scared shitless if it was happening to me, but she's been very cool throughout it. Hopefully you guys are still getting some help, or got some help coming from the stimulus package and all that good stuff, and we'll be able to make it happen. There might be a few more months, it looks like. There's no talk of opening dates again, right, or any type of change in the main policy yet.
Well, we as of March 26th, we are permitted to open to 50% capacity. We don't have a reopening date yet at Blue, so we do appreciate everyone's patience. We're just working on getting things organized and ready. We want to make sure that we gauge everybody's comfort levels, whether that be the artists or the guests or the staff. Really everybody. We want to make sure feels safe, and we don't have a date set but certainly, you'll be one of the first people to know and help us spread the word when we do reopen, and what that will mean. Maybe we'll be able to have, live streams again from inside of Blue, maybe
Right.
with limited capacity, something like that.
Right. We could find a select audience to pay tons of money to have little private concerts
Right.
and then live stream to the rest. That's
That
the
would
way I'd be thinking, but I'm greedy like that.
thought about
Cool.
that. Yeah, so
Well,
there's
keep me posted, and we will do the same, obviously. Looking forward to ramping up the machine again and seeing how it goes.
yes, of course. And of course we could not do this without the, generous donations of all of the people watching at home. Every night on our live streams, and then this Irish night, of course, is no exception. There's so many great, awesome people tuning in and donating. So, thank you so much. It is huge.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks.
Sure
Your dollar going to work for you, because someday you'll get to go back and enjoy it at Blue. And me and Kari will both buy you a pint.
will, absolutely. And thanks to Caitlin and Will tonight for playing. I'm having a really nice time listening and drinking tea at home. So I hope to hear some more songs.
Cool. Thanks, Kari.
Thank you so much. See you later.
See you later. Thanks for joining. All right. I didn't know Kari was going to leave, but that's okay. How are you guys doing? Sounds great. Enjoying yourselves?
I think thanks, Tom. And the plan's holding together. I think the remembering how to talk to people on the internet is obviously a work in progress that we're redeveloping as we speak. But hey, what you gonna do? It's been a long winter,
Yeah, I never really quite had that down myself. But then again, I don't do that well live either. It just kind of flows out of me. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. You get what you get, because nobody else is doing it. Anyway, sounded good on this end, even the tiny flute. It's somehow compacts the effect of that thing when you're not in the same room with it. Virtual. Maybe it's the compression algorithms on Zoom. I don't know, but it was less jarring.
It's Tom. People, like we talk about all the big concert pitch instruments and stuff, but people really just turn up for the little flute. It's the star of the show.
Is that true? Can we get a poll?
Yes.
I've been there. I've seen it. It used to be the pipes. You bring out the pipes, everybody go, ooh, cool. Now they're like a dime a dozen. Everybody's playing the things. You don't see too many tiny flutes.
Yeah.
So, hey, whatever it takes. They all come into fashion. There's tenor guitars for a while. There's no accounting for any taste. So never know what's going to happen. I'm waiting for the piano accordion phase, and then that's when I'm going to retire and go into hiding.
No.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh no, of course I know.
Well, you guys sound great, and I think as we discussed earlier, first half of the show was going to feature flute and tiny flute, and now we're moving into the piping and fiddle section. My personal favorite. I think pipes and fiddle in Irish music is like pizza and beer. It's just the best combo around. I know there's a lot of people groaning right now, but you know what? It's my show, and I get to talk. So I'm sorry. You guys have been involved for a while now doing a thing called the Phonograph Project.
Right.
I put the link in earlier in the night. You can scroll up hopefully and find that for the Patreon link. I'll put it in again now while you're talking. I also I want to say before I get to that, I put in the link to donate some money to these guys a couple times already. And there's also a link in there for Blue. But first and foremost, please to go now, warm up your fingers and hit that PayPal link. If you're on YouTube, you might have to copy the address, paste it into your browser and go to it that way. And I say that for the benefit of all the viewers that are my age or older. Really easy. Once you get to the PayPal link, put in how much you want to send and send it off to them. If you show these guys some appreciation and some love with some cold hard cash for St. Patrick's Day, because none of us are making any money this year or last year. It's been a tough one, and these guys have been doing a lot to keep it going, and I hope you'll support them. There's also a link in there I put in earlier, and I'll put in again a little later for Blue. As Kari said, they're relying on these donations. It's helping them a lot, and it's keeping them kind of going along, paying rent until they can open the doors again. So I don't think it's going to be anytime soon when they do that, even if they can open up for half capacity. That's complicated at Blue because it's such a small place. So I'm sure it might be a little while. Please think about helping them out as well. And then I also put in a link for, and I'll put in again in just a short second here, for the Patreon page. Patreon is a kind of a sponsorship page for a lot of different artists, for people to go and show their support like on a monthly basis, but also for them to have a little home to post cool stuff. And the project they're working on is very cool, but they'll talk about it better than I can. So I'll let you, why don't you guys give us the elevator speech?
Sure. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, it's the Phonograph project is a project that we'd been thinking of for a long time before the pandemic, but the pandemic kind of gave us the gap in the schedule to get around to finally tackling it. Caitlin and I are both big fans of, as you've probably already learned if you're watching this, big fans of the first wave of commercial Irish music that was recorded in New York City in the 1920s and 30s. And particularly, most of those musicians came from, or many of them, many of the ones that we tend to study anyways, came from North Connacht, particularly County Sligo, in the case of the fiddlers. And they all played in this great, intricate style, be they flute players or pipers or fiddlers. And they played settings of tunes in a kind of a style and technique that no one really plays in today. I think it's fair to say. A lot of people, yeah, it's rare enough these days. And Caitlin was lucky enough to grow up taking lessons from Rose Flanagan and Brian Conway down in New York, who are both huge exponents, of course, of that kind of so-called New York Sligo school. So anyways, it was just kind of a opportunity for us to sit down and kind of, particularly on my end, kind of try and start marrying all these old flute and pipe settings with old fiddle settings, and studying musicians like Coleman and Kaloran and Morrison and Patsy Toohey and Tom Innes and John McKenna and so on. The list goes on. All the great names you've heard of, but the recordings might be hard to find or sometimes difficult to listen to due to poor recording quality or scratchy accompaniment or what have you. Anyways, it's all to say we've been over there since the start of the pandemic, recording music on a monthly basis and putting out a couple of tracks a month, as well as putting out transcriptions and kind of tutorials on the tunes. So
yeah, audio recordings, transcriptions, and then our own thoughts about stuff.
Yeah.
How to learn them.
Yeah. I'm sorry, keep on
Oh
coming.
no, it's okay. I'm just kind of randomly putting in thoughts that randomly occur to me.
So that's the spiel, anyways. If you're into how we sound and are kind of into taking a little bit of a deeper dive in how we get there, as well as just into listening to a lot of stuff. We've basically recorded more than an album's worth of material over there now. Click through on that Patreon link and kind of check it out. There's a bunch of different levels you can check it out at, and about 45 people seem to like it, so you might be one of them too.
Yeah. And if you don't like this enough for that, we do have an album too, if you just want like a small taste of it.
Yeah, you can just buy that for $7.
That's on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do they find it on Bandcamp?
That is at thegloryreel.bandcamp.com. Yeah.
I'll drop that in.
That's what I was looking for. Good job promoing, guys.
Thank you. We're old hats at it at this point.
So George does not agree with us about the piccolo. He used to sit in front of one in an orchestra, apparently, and I understand that pain.
I mean, that sounds quite unpleasant.
I've been right next to, the good part about it though is that when he sits next to you at the session, it doesn't stick out as long as the flute, so I get less drippage.
That's true.
Yeah, it does have that going for it.
I don't have to wear my parachute pants anymore, just so that that was an 80s thing. I don't know if people know about that anymore.
I think it's lingered long enough in the culture that
I hope so. Yeah, it was horrible enough that I hope that's still around.
I mean, the way that culture seems to work these days, I'm sure we're due for a revival in about 5 years, but we'll see.
All right. Well, we got a lot of people on. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We appreciate it. You make this happen. Remember, try and be generous and give to Will and Caitlin first and foremost. And if you can, offer up a little more to Blue. And that also helps out Irish Night, of course. Get geared up. We're going to come back before too long. Well, maybe a while. I don't know. I have no idea. We're going to come back as soon as we can and be in person. It doesn't mean this live stream will necessarily stop either. Maybe we'll figure out a way to do both, from Blue or something. And then all you cool people that are on from all over the place can still join us from time to time. I don't know. That's just the thing I'm thinking about. We'll see what happens. I don't have anything else lined up right now for Irish Night. There's nothing on the docket. So that doesn't mean nothing will pop up. You can check back on Facebook here and there, or if you're on any of the various pages, you should get an alert, if you like something or other, and then you'll find out what's going on. So we may get bored and wind up doing one in another few weeks or another month or so. Something good comes along, I'll let you know. Or if you want to do one and you're just dying to get one out there, feel free to contact me. That's usually how these work anyway. So we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, we got another great set of music for you coming right up for St. Patrick's Day. I hope you're all safe and well at home, enjoying each other and your families and your friends, and enjoying the music most of all. Have a nice, safe St. Patrick's Day. And remember, we'll talk a little later, but be kind to each other out there. That's what's going to get us all through this. George is funny. In any case, you guys ready to go?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so let's hand it back, everybody. A big round of emoji applause for Will Woodson and Caitlin Finley.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Taking it home.
All right. I'm just going to do a quick double check to make sure that all the microphone settings are still the same, because Zoom will stab you in the back at the first opportunity.
It really will.
All good. Okay. Yeah, should we just, we're going to just tune up quickly. Let us know if anything sounds amiss.
Yeah, if one instrument's 1 million times louder than the other.
We are, again, still getting used to this multi-microphone setup that, actually, we should say quick, there's a number of our patrons from the Phonograph project who are watching, and it's thanks to them, as well as all the people who, we were streaming every week, doing a live stream every week for much of the summer and the fall, and a lot of people very kindly donated to us when we were playing our weekly streams, and thanks to all of you, we can now sit surrounded by this forest of microphones you see. And
the sound's so much better.
Yeah.
We think, anyway.
Yeah, hopefully you agree. Yeah,
thank you.
Thanks to all of you. It'll help you hear my mistakes all the better. Yeah.
It's in June?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Cool. All good?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm sure we missed a lot of fun stuff in the chat while we were talking with Tom, but you guys didn't show up to see us read the internet, so we'll fire in with a set of tunes. I mean, maybe some of you did, but probably some people want to hear us play. So we'll try this first one. Couple of old wax cylinder recordings here for you. The first is a version of The Humors of Whiskey that we learned from a wax cylinder made by the great New York Piper Patsy Toohey. And then we'll follow it up with a version of East of Glendart that was recorded by Sergeant James Early
of Chicago.
By Chief O'Neill himself sometime in the 1900s, again on wax cylinder. Two great settings of two excellent piping tunes that Caitlin has very nicely learned.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so we'll try it. What's that? couple of jigs for you.
Couple of jigs. I guess the first is a slip jig.
Yeah.
That's a jig.
Yeah,
What
kind
type
of
of
jig.
jig?
I suppose we'll carry on with the Chicago Chicago thing with a version of and do let us know in the chat, by the way, while I suppose we'll probably get these comments about a minute later, but do let us know if the balance between the two instruments sounds okay. We kind of sound checked and then I had to change mics around, so we're a little blind right now. So if you're hearing too much pipes, too much fiddle, just let us
Sounds
know.
good.
We'll try and adjust accordingly.
Yeah. Or that's not Chicago.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was thinking of the wrong set. All right.
Oh, we could.
Caitlin, where did we learn these tunes from?
I thought you might have jumped ahead. You want to skip these?
No. I just forgot about them.
Hey, Katie. We're gonna play a couple marches. The first one we don't have a name for, but we learned from a recording that we found in the Cultus archive of Andy McGann and Joe Burke, and we think it's maybe a version of the Princess Royal.
Yeah.
We're pretty sure it's a march version of that, but it sounds like it anyway. But we don't have a name on it. And then the second is I Won't Be a Nun, and it is the great Patsy Tui's version of that march.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we just try them?
Yeah, let's give them a shot.
Cool.
All right.
Can I do the thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
marches.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do I feel like I need to catch my breath after this?
It's long set.
Yeah, that Tui had for the three piping nerds out there. That march is commonly known as the second march of that set. Is commonly known as "I Won't Be a Nun." Tui recorded it. Or was recorded playing it on wax cylinder as Governor Taylor's march, and had an extra third part on it, that bit that climbs up to the high C, which Caitlin very kindly agreed to play. So that's the story of that extra part, anyways, of the piping associations. We'll carry on with the whole Tui racket with a couple of reels now. It's a Scotch Mary, more or less Tui's version of the great reel Scotch Mary, and then a version of the Duke of Leinster that comes to us from the playing of Michael Carney and James Morrison, who recorded it in very fine style on a 78 that they recorded in the late 1920s. Tune sound okay to you?
Yeah. Cool. You okay with you?
Yeah, just,
Paranoid?
Yeah. I'm there. All right. Shall we leather it?
Let's do it.
E part.
Keep going.
Yeah. We play a game when we're playing at home where I see if I can stop. There's a lot of air to get out of this set. Let's see if I can stop it right before Caitlin winds up at the tip of the bow.
And usually, wait, do you win if? Or is this like where you beat me?
No, I think I win if I actually manage to stop in time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't win very often.
No, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's an air efficient set. What can I say? All right.
Cool.
What do you think? Should we try the hornpipes?
Yeah, let's try the hornpipes.
Cool. Try a couple of hornpipes now. Again, a recording from the '78 era. We just stole the whole set from James Morrison and Michael Carney, a fiddler and piper, who I believe we've both introduced at this juncture in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just fire right into it. Great couple of old-fashioned hornpipes. Paul Halfpenny and or Paul Halfpenny, I suppose, and
Fisher's
hornpipe. Yeah,
Fisher's hornpipe.
right. I'll try it.
You were worried it would die.
I got concerned. I think it's okay though.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I apologize.
It's very rude.
You all set? You start these, right?
Yep.
think you did, yeah. Well, thanks. Thanks very much for all the kind words for those of you in the chat. It's very, very kind of you. And good to see so many familiar faces who have decided to stick with us this long on the night of St. Patrick's Day. We know your options for Irish music are varied and multitudinous.
Tonight, probably.
Tonight. And we thank you for sticking with us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Caitlin very bravely undertook solo in the first half, so I suppose it's only now my duty to attempt a solo in the second half, and I'll stick with the theme of the evening. I suppose, or the theme of our music in general, which is to say, at least as of late, which is to say, Irish music that comes to us from recordings made in America by Irish and Irish American musicians. So I'll try an air that was recorded in Chicago by Sergeant James Early. We've already mentioned once tonight. Early called this tune Dan Curly, and with a little bit of digging around, I found that it was the song air of a song that has to do with the Phoenix Park assassination, which was a nationalist effort made in the late 19th century, of which I'll allow you to do the research should you be interested. But it makes for a lovely song air, and it's quite an interesting story with interesting lyrics to go with it if you can dig it up. Dan Curley was one of the Phoenix Park conspirators, and was sold out by one of his fellow conspirators. And the song, first of all, deals with the tragic execution of Dan Curley by the British, and then dedicates the rest of itself to essentially cursing the snitch. So there's some sort of message in there, anyways. But it makes for a lovely air. And I believe Caitlin's going to. I'm okay for now, thanks. Yeah, Caitlin's going to take a little break while I have a go at this. All right, we'll give it a go. there you are. I decided to tack a reel on at the end there, which was a version of the Sunny Banks, a version of the Sunny Banks that I first learned on the flute, and tried to apply to the pipes, or apply the pipes did. I'm not sure which is which, but they would have come from the playing of Michael Coleman and Michael Walsh originally. Sound okay?
That sounded great. Good job. That sounded awesome.
It's got me sweating. Shall we? It's starting to get late in the evening, so we just carry on with another 2 sets and call it a night.
Yeah, a couple of sets.
Cool.
Do you want to play some jigs?
Yeah. Yeah. You want to introduce these?
Sure. Give you a
Give me a
break.
chance to catch my breath.
Yeah, we're gonna play a set of jigs that was recorded in 1921 by piper Tom Ennis. And the first is a set dance. It is The Humors of Bandon, which is a tune I really associate mainly with Andy McGann, that great tribute to Michael Coleman album, McGann, Burke, and Felix Dolan. They played this awesome set of set dances that started with The Humors of Bandon, so I always think of that when I play this. But this is Tom Ennis' setting. And the second tune is, there are a million names for it. Jackson's, Sligo Bay. There's another, Pay the Reckoning.
Pay the Reckoning, it gets called sometimes, yeah.
There's not a lot of names for it, so yeah, we're gonna try these.
Cool.
Also, for our patrons, this might be a sneak peek. It might not be a sneak peek. I don't know. You'll find out soon.
Yeah, Nate, that is the exact same Tom Ennis in question. Tom Ennis of Chicago, notable in many of the musicians we talk about, in that he was actually born in America to Irish parents. His father was John Ennis, who was one of the great Chicago pipers, and Tom was his son, and played around Chicago extensively, and at a certain point in I believe the late teens, moved to New York and got a great business going there, recording, playing for dances and parties and the like, and he actually had a little music shop, selling 78s.
He had a record label, but I think the only 2 sides ever produced were Coleman's first 2 sides, and I don't think he did anything after that with it.
But a great piper he sometimes gets a little bit of a bad rap, because I think there were some albums that he put out in late albums. There were some 78s he put out in later years, where his pipes were not in particularly great fettle, but if you hear his early music, the stuff he recorded in the late teens and 20s, he's a phenomenal piper. Just great, incredibly tight, clean, tasty piping. And
this set is one of those,
absolutely,
for sure.
Yeah. So, we'll stop talking about it and we'll play it.
just hit you if you go too far.
So there you are. The Humor's Abandon, and the one that comes after the Humor's Abandon. Call it Sligo Bay. Yeah, well, Tom, we'll try one more for you if that's all right.
Yeah, some reels maybe to close out.
Yeah, just close off with a couple of reels. We'll pop over to Zoom to see if you're giving us the thumbs up or not. Just one more set before we leave you all for the night. Again, on the Tom Innes and James Morrison track, we'll play two reels that kind of wind up being one big reel.
They are Kiss the Maid Behind the Barrel and Trim the Velvet. Yeah. They're actually two separate 4-part tunes, but Tom Ennis and James Morrison played them as one big 8-part tune, which we thought was fun, so we decided to do that.
Yep. So we'll fire right into it. I see what's happened here.
What's wrong? Oh, are you confused?
Yeah, I got confused. Zoom confused me.
I'm gonna tune up.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanna try these?
Yeah. Thanks again to all of you for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
I will self-promote no more. All the links and whatnot are in the chat. If you like us, the album, or the Patreon, or just tipping us a couple of bucks for tonight's concert, that'd be very kind to you.
Appreciated.
But mostly just thanks for your company. So yeah, a couple of reels, and here we go. All right. Okay. Well, there we are. Suppose we should probably unmute.
All right. Oh, I gotta turn that off. All right.
Cool.
No
Thanks a
echo.
lot for that, Tom.
Thank you guys. That was fantastic.
Sorry for carrying on there. I think we ran a little long.
That's all right. That's what we expected on St. Patrick's Day anyway. And it's welcome. Yeah, it's good to go back to the early days of Irish recording with you guys on a little journey. I think all you need is some period clothing, and then it's
we
be
can do
over the
that.
top.
Yeah.
I think Joey Abarta might have already cornered that market space, but
Maybe. Maybe you just need to have actors on stage acting the part of Tom Ennis and Michael Coleman.
just a slideshow running behind us, maybe.
Who's the who are there any great ladies, women players from that era, from that old?
We got Reedy Johnson was a great accordion player
Mm-hmm.
of that era, but she didn't record that many.
Yeah,
live.
I've heard her name a little bit.
But she recorded a couple with Tom Ennis.
She did, yeah, and they're
Yeah,
great
They're
recordings.
really good.
I haven't heard those.
Anne Busby, Tom Busby's wife, and Michael Carney's,
Adopted daughter,
Adopt-
like niece.
yeah.
But apparently Tom Busby wouldn't let her play pipes.
After they
But
got married,
apparently
but-
she was like a phenomenal pipes player.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame that there were not more women recorded during that era in America.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's a few more examples that we're missing right now.
Probably.
But
Yeah,
Not many though.
yeah,
it's interesting when you can dig up about stuff like that when you look hard enough. But if they were well recorded, we would know about it probably. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, but anyway, thanks so much for the music. That was lovely stuff. Everybody out there, thanks for joining. Hope you had a good time and enjoyed everything. Remember, there's plenty of links in there for you guys to donate some money to Will and Caitlin for the cause. Join up on their Patreon site and get the monthly updates or whatever it's going to be going forward. Access to the music and all that good stuff. And if you can, help out Blue a little bit as well too. Like I said, there's nothing lined up for us right now at Irish Night of Blue for the live stream or anything else, but we'll be trying to let you know as soon as we get something lined up for the future. We'll see when we're coming back, and we'll figure out what's next once we have an idea. But in the meantime, stay safe, be nice to each other, everybody be good, be responsible, wear your freaking masks, and go get vaccinated when you can. And the quicker you do that and the cooler you're about all that stuff in the meantime, then the quicker that can happen when we can all come back together again.
indeed.
You guys got any big plans? Going to go on any trips while the airfares are low? Or
No, man, we're keeping our heads
No.
down.
I know Caitlin got vaccinated,
Well, after
so
we're vaccinated.
you might have to wait a while, Will, being the
Yeah.
young, healthy guy that you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right. I can wait.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining us. I really appreciate it, and it sounded excellent. And thanks again, everybody out there. Very much appreciate you coming as well. Have a great St. Patrick's Day. Enjoy the spring. It's coming right up, and I hope it is anyway.
Yeah.
I think it is.
And I just hit the button that helps me close this. My Mac is driving me nuts. In any case,